I'm Saber Main, that's Reaper1, and this is Fiddler Talk. So, this episode, we are deciding to talk about the life in the barracks. What life is like in the barracks and how great it is to live in the barracks. So, let's get into it.
It's fantastic. Welcome to Fiddler Talk.
All right, let's get this. All right. I hope that's a long enough pause for you, producer. All right.
No,
so
it wasn't.
Some of the stuff in the life in the barracks, man. Life in the barracks is freaking amazing. Like
It's
you can look at it and you can hate
and
it.
amazing and everything in one, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like you could in the barracks is so weird.
I want to be intimate.
Oh yeah, I get real close to you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Man, that no shot.
Hey, look at that.
What? Wow. I can see. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see your phone coming up on the screen.
Was that actually my phone screen? Nice.
I think it was.
That was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
special effects.
Always your phone.
It is always my phone. I'm sorry. A lot of people always contact me.
You're fired.
That's fine.
Get out.
All right, I'm out.
Get out.
Let's talk about a little bit of life in the barracks. So life in the barracks is actually quite fun. You can make it real fun, or you can make it like suck, depending on what you want to do.
The life in the barracks is great.
And the life in the barracks
best time of my life
was different compared to some of the other people around me. Like my era when I first got into the barracks, man, we had some wildcats out there. We had some wild people, man. They're wild.
When I first got there, we were in Korea, so.
Yes. See, we were wilding. We had a full-out brawl go on at one point. I should link in to try to get videos for that one. I remember there's one night that the boys and all of us, like I was sitting there, I was like, nah, man, I'm just going to stay in. I don't want to go out. And they're like, no, you're going to go out. You're going to go out. And I'm like, no, Brad, I'm going to stay in and I don't want to go out. And they're like, no, you're going out with us. We're going to go out. It's a Wednesday night and we're going to go party. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to. And they're like, well, you better come out willingly or we're going to force you out.
Yeah.
I was like, looks like I'm going out. We do have a video. You want to know how wild the barracks looks? Should I show them the video? I think I show that video.
You're talking about it. You might as well.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I think you do. This video is freaking wild, man. It's a short video, but it is what it is. Look at this, man. You want to say?
I'm assuming that's you.
Oh yeah, that's me. Watch this, man.
What'd you say? Okay, what you don't understand. What you do not understand is that I was sober for every single one of those moments.
Yeah.
I was sober for all of them. Not a single drink in me.
Oh, I'm fully aware that you.
Okay, you have no idea. You've never experienced the barracks until you experience it sober.
Dude, all I gotta say is, I remember one night it was one night that you were there. It was me and we said his name. I'm gonna say his name. It's the tanker Vieira. We had Vieira,
yeah.
And I
Vieira don't care.
I was sitting there. I smoked the shit out of Vieira, and then I don't remember. We were just Vieira. I think he went back to his room, and I think I was just running around, bro. I don't remember.
I have that video somewhere. Basically, what happened that night is there was a party, as there is, as people do in the barracks. You were there, Vieira was there, and you jokingly told him to push, and you got down to do it with him, and he saw you doing push-ups. He's like, dude, no, that's not how you do it. So then he smoked himself. he smoked himself, making fun of his NCO. That was his friend, also, as you do. And then you and him both went back to your room and each drank a bottle of tequila.
Great night, man. Great freaking night. That's all I gotta say. I do remember, like, man, how much meat?
I'm not kidding. You both chugged a bottle of tequila that night. The whole thing, right there in your bedroom.
I don't remember that part of it.
You said, Roberto, come watch this, and you and Vieira both.
Damn, I didn't know I was that far gone.
They walked in your room and you both drank. I don't know why. You had a few bottles on your dresser at that point, but you had 2 bottles. It was like a fatter bottle on the bottom end. It tapered off to the top. I don't know what it's called, obviously, because I don't drink. But you had 2 of them, and they were both like 3/4 of the way gone. And all gone. You both sat there and drank the whole thing.
Yeah, talk about great times. That's all I gotta say. You know how many
were
times...
crawling on the floor.
Oh, I bet I was. I bet I puked my guts out that night too.
I don't know if you puked, but you were like a bug. Like you were like you weren't on your elbows and your knees. Like you were like hands, feet, bear crawl kind of thing, but also flat. You were trying to like Spider-Man it.
Dude, I bet I was. Dude, I'm all over. When I'm drunk, when I got drunk in the barracks, I was all over the place. I don't think I sat more than 5 seconds.
What I need people to understand is, right, when we see the barracks is fantastic, we talk about the people and the experiences, not the actual barracks.
Yeah, so the actual barracks, like living in the barracks, kind of sucks. But I'm not gonna lie, our barracks was pretty legit.
Our barracks was nice.
We improved our living situations. What we did. Oh, we didn't have a cell.
You weren't even there for the best part.
What was the best part?
That's after you left. When we got our new Sergeant Major, we got a game room that we built. So we went through, right? We went above where we had all those wooden lockers.
Okay.
We went above with sledgehammers. All the guys we were all on rear D during Christmas leave. And Sergeant Major was there. We were all listening to music in civilian clothes, in uniform, whatever it was, man, with sledgehammers, drinking and swinging that sledgehammer, destroying stuff.
Oh, that would have been nice.
So we wiped that whole thing up. So we had the whole length of the CQ building, the whole length of the barracks, that whole upstairs, like, to ourselves. The whole thing was empty. We left one row of lockers at the end so that we could like put stuff in there, but essentially it was supposed to be turned into we were gonna turn it into a gym. The plan was to bring all the Beaver Fit equipment up there, so we could all work out whenever we wanted to, and also do stuff for PT. There was a few other different things we were thinking about doing, but we also down below where 2-7 had their medical stuff.
Didn't they move out of there?
We kicked them out. They didn't move out. We kicked them out. They were salty about it too. But it's our building. They didn't know that. We kicked them out, and we had 2 foosball tables down there. We had a ping pong table down there. We had a TV down there. We painted a few things down there. We had 2 dartboards down there. And we had he signed us up for a book program. So we had shelves and shelves of books.
Dude, I wish I knew that.
Anybody in the barracks, everybody in the barracks was allowed to go down and take a book. You could take all of them if you wanted to. There was no limit. You didn't have to return them if you didn't want to. It was encouraged that if you do take the book, when you read it and if you're done with it, you want to bring it back, that's great, so other people can read it. But we even had it organized. Sergeant Major would come at the weekends, man. He'd organize them into sections.
Dude, I wish I knew about that because I would have definitely been there to read the books.
It was fantastic. And then we had, and I'll shout him out because he's great, right? We had Sergeant Pineda, Sergeant First Class Pineda. He got in charge of the barracks. So he was the barracks manager finally. And that man did so much for us. It was crazy. Not only did he actually get us new furniture, on a regular. Okay. We had DPW and MWI coming to our barracks rooms once a week. It was usually on Friday from like 9 to noon. And whatever furniture that he requested, all we had to do was make sure that we had one to give them. So if somebody needed a new chair because their chair was all busted, it was free. We weren't charged for it at all because he knew that they were terrible when we got them in the first place. So everybody got the chance, and you were given the chance. We had every troop had barracks reps, so we had a barracks council. The council met once a week in the DFAC and discussed stuff. What the barracks needed and what everybody needed.
All I gotta say is I'm sorry for all the broken stuff because that's my generation. We did that.
No, no, it's not really a generation. It's coming back from it was VAD, man. It was when we got back from Korea. It was all the mold.
Yeah, but most of that stuff, most of that stuff in that barracks was already broken before we left. That was mostly my generation.
Yeah, no,
from the partying and stuff that we did. So,
but and I'll be honest, man, to get new furniture, to get a new mattress was unheard of up to a certain point. Correct?
Oh yeah, no,
correct
it really
me if I'm wrong.
Oh no,
to get anything new was unheard of.
Yeah, no, we didn't get anything new. We just improved it. Like, all right, cool. If this doesn't work out, well, we're going to deal with it, and we're going to try to improve our living situation differently.
If you would have been in the barracks when that man was the barracks manager, and you said, hey, I need a new mattress. It's moldy and stained, and my chair is broken. I only have one armrest, and also my desk doesn't open. The drawers don't open at all. You would have gotten a brand new thing of each the next week, if not the week after.
Oh, that's good. I give him props. I give him props for doing that.
And so the barracks council was there to help facilitate moving all that furniture in, to help make sure everybody was there at that door to get that furniture. So like I personally called first sergeants and told them, hey, where is so-and-so? They need to be here. They're getting a new bed. They need to be here. Yeah. As per, sergeant major and the barracks manager. And they would have to come. They'd have to let them go. So it'd be a Monday morning. They'd be like, yeah, you can't be PFC secret track. You got to go get a new bed. It was fantastic. We really improved. Put it this way, man.
I'm glad that you guys did something like that because
it was fantastic.
It needed to be done.
It this way.
It needed to be done.
We had guys volunteering their time after work, going through and replacing the lights outside. Hours of time replacing lights because you had to wait till they all turned on to replace them, so you knew which ones worked.
Hey, I'm just saying
it was really funny because,
bro, look, I think that's funny that you're out there replacing the lights. As we were in the barracks in our generation, we were knocking down the exit signs, breaking the lights. Like that's what we were.
Yeah, I never did any of that. I actually didn't like the people that did that. We had 2-7 do that a lot, but we took care of where we lived, man. We really did. We really tried to take care of where we lived. We were picking up trash nonstop. There was never any trash outside the barracks after that. After we got a hold of it, so it was really funny, right? Because we had the 4 stacks, right? We had 6-9 and 2-7, and 2-7s, man, looked ghetto. It was so dark and dingy and dirty at night, and there was trash everywhere, and it was so nasty. And then you see 6-9, the whole thing lit up really pretty. We went out, man, and we got 6-9. We got DBW to bring out 6-9 placards, the unit symbol, and put it on the actual barracks. Put it up there.
Okay, no, that's what's up.
We were talking at one point. We were talking at one point. I don't know if they ever did it, but we were trying to get speakers and a projector for the outside wall, for the big outside wall and chairs, so we could all move chairs out and have movie nights outside on the big barracks wall.
Okay. See,
it was actively trying to be done.
No, see, our generations are totally different, man. That's all I gotta say. Is our generation?
They really are.
We were.
But I was also your half of the barracks.
But
I was in that middle, man. I was the one half and the other half.
You were at the point when a lot of my guy, the guys I got in with, and a lot of the guys that got there when I got there, were already getting married and was like, yeah, we're a little bit done with the party life in the barracks. We're We're getting away from that.
Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was really that. I think it was really Korea that did it. That did everybody in, because Korea was wild. So I saw everything in Korea. I saw the parties in Korea. I saw everything happen in Korea, and in the Ville and stuff like that. And then we got back. I saw it change as well. So I'm really, dude. I really am. I'm really the one. I'm in the middle on that half of the really big party side of the Barracks, but then also that generation, man, that we really stepped in. And it was Sergeant Major and the Barracks manager that really helped us, because they cared enough to come to us, and that was what did it.
So the one thing I will say about the Barracks now, from the generation that we were in, the generation I was in, we were always outside, always doing something. The
I will say that,
now,
you're right.
The generation I'm seeing now in the Barracks and stuff, they rather sit inside and play on their video games. I'm going to be honest, that's what they're doing.
No, I totally agree, man. So, and that was a big. I'll be honest, man. I had like the Sergeant Major, like he encouraged everybody to be outside. He's like, no, come outside, come hang out with everybody. What are you doing? As you know, right? My door was unlocked the entire time, so people could come in because I was so. When people come in, McKinley used to come in and wake me up to go on a beer run.
Yeah.
If I was asleep during the parties, so that's sober. They know he can come wake me up. They know I'll get up and go drive them because I don't want them to drive. It bit me in the tushy when somebody broke into my room and stole one of my guitars.
Yeah, I mean that was a bad time. I mean, but
that's neither here nor there.
Which the weird part is back when I don't think really anyone locked their doors because half of us lost our keys. Half of us lost our keys. We didn't know what to do. I think,
because you didn't have a Barracks manager. You didn't have somebody you could go to and be like, look, I lost my key. I'm sorry.
Hold on, bro. We are technical difficulties going on right now.
I kind of like it.
All right. Well, I got you back.
Did it fix?
Yeah, I fixed it real fast. That was weird.
That was weird.
You totally just connected to the speakers system, so...
What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, things happen, right?
So it was weird, man. It's weird, right? Because when I got to the Barracks, there was that party animal. We're gonna go fight the neighboring unit. There was very much that still alive and present.
I mean,
no, yeah, I was there.
Not necessarily.
I was there for the guy that had the shopping cart full of all the extinguishers.
Yeah.
Way to get a shopping cart? I don't know. Way to get all the extinguishers from the Barracks.
Yeah, I mean, our Korea Barracks weren't the same as the States Barracks.
No, I definitely, absolutely.
But
I did see a lot of that party side still.
Yeah,
it didn't die off immediately. It didn't die off immediately.
No, it took some of us. It took time for a lot of people to get out the Barracks, finally get married.
You gotta remember a lot of it was COVID too, so a lot of us was forced to stay in.
Yeah, so that's a funny thing. You gotta
remember, man, that was a big shift.
I do remember when COVID hit and like where we were stuck in the Barracks. When we finally moved over to our actual Barracks, the partying really kicked off for a couple months.
It did, it did.
It really did kick back off. And then we did we got told we couldn't party in the Barracks. So what did we do? The next best option was like, we're going to go fishing.
And bars and...
Yeah. Well, it was house parties. And then it went from the house parties into like, we're going to go fishing. So let's go fish over there at the lake, right? And we started.
Right, yeah. And it was the lake.
Yeah, and that got shut down real quick. Once some of our cars got towed, when they started towing cars, we were like, yeah, probably not the idea.
So what I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed, right? But after that kind of died off, after that big party sense died off, there was still a few. We still had a few. We still threw a few big parties.
It was here and there, but it wasn't.
But it was mostly room parties at that point.
Yeah,
they really shift onto room parties, like my group, and you were there for a lot, probably 70% of those parties. Was just sitting outside in the chairs, listening to music, eating food.
Yeah, that's what it really just shifted in that way. It's because, like I said, a lot of the people in the barracks in that day and age, and I started realizing that like everyone was more chillaxed, and they just wanted to. They didn't want the
Well,
craziness anymore. Because
so
I'm telling
I
you,
think this is what I think happened, right? I think it's the fact that we got back from Korea and COVID hit, right? So after that, there was a few big parties, but the guys coming in, like from COVID and getting quarantined for a week, and we don't party a lot anymore because we can't from quarantine. They didn't see the party. They didn't get it. They didn't get that party animal, that party style instilled in them. You know what I mean? I think that's what did it. It's
we
really
might
the
have.
fact that there was a weird pause between anybody doing anything. So all those guys that did come in during that time had no idea what to do, and so it started less and less and less and less and less because people started to know less and less and less about it.
Yeah, I well, another big thing. Like I noticed that the sister unit next to us, there's no more like when we got back from Korea and we first got back in those barracks, I do know that we almost had one brawl with our sister unit again. And like we had people ready to go and do that brawl and everyone was like,
When you left, there was a few.
yeah, we were gonna go and brawl with that sister unit and then we just at one point we are just like, nah, and then we just kinda left it. But it was a good generation. I will say it was fun. Had some great people in the barracks with us, and then the brawls that we would have with each other.
I'll be honest. I liked my generation a little bit better. I don't know if it's bias or I like we took care of one another.
Oh, don't get me wrong. We took care of
A
one
lot.
another, but we just took care of one another
No,
in a
I'm not.
different way. We were just brutal with each other.
Yeah, no, it's a very different. Well, we were brutal too. I mean, we had matches on and off all the time. We destroyed a bit. I think all the furniture in the barracks room one day. I wasn't a part of it, but I heard about it. There was something going on. Somebody was fighting. Then it was all, it was a match. There was people probably betting on it, honestly.
Like we had a place where they would I'm just gonna call out Bandit, man. Bandit was a wild group back then. Bandit was such a wild
Everybody was.
hey man. Now I'm just gonna say there was one time that we dude, there's some we should actually bring a couple of the Bandit crew in and just let them like memorize the barracks life with when I first got there. I remember, man,
Memorize.
there was one brawl that some dude like I don't know if he got stabbed, what exactly happened, but he woke up and there was blood all over his bed. And he was like, "What the hell just happened?" And he like had a gash mark in his stomach, and he was like, "Oh, well, this sucks. Where's the doc at?" So
I had a friend's fiance call me, worried about her fiance. He was on the phone with her. He's like, I guess he had cut himself pretty bad. He's like, I think I'm gonna pass out, and then the phone hung up, and he never answered his phone again. She was freaking out, and we were good friends. So she called me, and she's like, "Hey, I really need to go check on him." So I walked up there, man. The door's locked. I'm like, cool. I want, slid the window, did our little, got the window out of the frame, moved it aside, jumped in there. He's curled up into a ball, thumb in his mouth, his whole hand. He gashed his whole hand up, whole thing.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
there was blood everywhere, right? There's the sink's running. It was a tub. Sorry, the tub is running. And the microwave is going off because he's got food in there. He's got the TV and the lights on. There's blood everywhere, all over the floors. He's naked. It fucking hilarious. I'm not to have. There was a hard F right there. I'm gonna bleep that one out. Anyways, no, it was great. It was awesome. I tucked him in, gave him a towel, wrapped his hand, fixed his hand up. He's still passed out. He has no recollection of this whatsoever. Cleaned up all the blood, put his laundry away, opened the fridge, put his food away, turn the sink off, turn all the lights off. Just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I had something similar happen. He woke up. He's like, "Dude, how did I cut?" I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, there's a lot of glass down by the pavilion. I'm like, I'm sure you did something.
Yeah, dude. I just know, man, the days. You know what's funny is no one like planned the parties. Everyone just like, hey, Friday night, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. And that's what happened. It started with one person went down to smoke a cigarette. Two people.
You know what it might have been? You know what it might have been? It might have honestly been the fact that people started supplying the booze. Because I know that for a few of the big parties, there was like 2 guys, and they were the older guys from you know what I mean? They supplied most of the booze. And I think the younger generation just kind of like didn't want to spend the money on booze for everybody. That might be true. That might really be it, because if there's a lot of booze, because back in the day, I mean, everybody, in your time, everybody brought their own case.
Yeah, I mean,
their own case of that bottle. You had a table and coolers, and you sat it down, and everybody drank.
Do you remember when I had the cooler, and I would put the cooler outside my door, and people would literally put cases on cases in my cooler? Like, that's how I got my beer. I put my cooler out. By the end of the night, I'd bring my cooler in, and I had a full cooler of beer.
Hey, I didn't drink, but I had a cabinet full of alcohol.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
that's literally
like
what
4 or 5 cases and 2 or 3 bottles. Well, it's because they, I don't drink. They come down here, they get drunk. They all, and because my guys, right? We'd all come in the room and play cards or whatever we were going to do that night. Eat a bunch of food. Everybody like pass out, go home at 3:00 in the morning. And they all leave the rest of the alcohol there. So what do? I pack it up, and I put it in the cabinet. That way, the next time when it's full, and the next time everybody's like, "Oh, sorry, we can't party." Like, I wish we could party. We don't have any. Nobody has any cash. And I'm like, "Oh, you guys need cash?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "We don't have any booze." I'm like, "I got booze." What do you mean? I'm like, "Oh, I got all kinds of booze." I'm like, "What kind do you want?" I'm like, "I got 3 or 4 of this, 3 or 4 cans of that. I bought half a bottle of this, half a bottle of that. I got 1 can of this, 1 can of that. I got a whole case of this." They're like, "What do you, how do you have all this?" I'm like, "'Cause you guys leave it here and I collect it." So every few months we'd have a good party, and everybody like nobody has to spend money on booze because it's all booze they all spend money on already.
Dude, you missed so we got to the point. So Bandit bought a keg, and we were doing keg parties. They were doing keg parties, right?
Nice. Well, I never saw the keg. That would have been cool. Yeah,
so they were doing that. Then we got to the point where we're like, what if we just go steal a water buffalo and fill it with beer? And everyone's like, how are we going to drink that much?
Gross.
All right, so we started thinking about it, and then freaking one of the medics had to put logic behind it. It was like, well, if you leave it in the sun, it's going to compress and it's going to explode. And we're like, that's badass. Let's do it. Like, that's how we were. We're like, man.
Were you there for that really, really nasty, the beer bong, the one with like 6 nozzles on it?
Yeah, dude, that's mine.
The one with 6 hoses? No. I don't know if you were there. They bought another. It's got 6 of them on it.
Yeah.
And it's all the same
I have
funnel.
the video.
Dude, that thing was so nasty. Nobody ever cleaned that thing.
Oh, I know.
They used it week after week after week, and nobody cleaned. That was so gross. There was mold in that thing, and people were still drinking out of that.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Definitely. We're like, the alcohol will kill it.
And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, what is my life? Like, this is just degeneracy. Like, I gotta go inside. I gotta pray. I gotta go back to church. Like, what's going on?
No. So I do have. So I have a 6. I have one now still. But that 6th one that you're talking about, I know exact. I forgot his name.
Wilkinson.
Yeah, he had that one.
Shout out.
He bought that one.
He bought that.
And that one stayed around. Everyone continued to do it. I'm not gonna lie, that thing. Well, I remember
it was gross. That thing was gross. That was nasty.
Dude, I remember when it was
nasty.
brand new coming out of the box.
Yeah, so do I. And kind of brand new coming in that box. I'm like, okay, that's okay. We gotta like wash everything after everybody does. You know what I mean? Nope.
But you keep on pouring, keep on drinking.
The drunk goes slobbering on it. And then
dude.
drunk guys slobbering on that because the girls slobbered on it. Like,
yeah. Dude, it was wild.
The
That was wild.
herpes.
Man, some of the stuff like that actually happened in the barracks was actually pretty fun.
There's a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah.
The Great Freeze of 09.
Yeah, I was about to get into that one. The Great Freeze, man, that
I have no idea why. I've always called it the Great Freeze of 09.
dude, we all did.
I have no idea why I call it that.
I don't think you're the only one. I either call it
I don't
Great
know.
Storm.
I think I keyed that one though. But essentially, for those who don't know, and if you know, you know, Fort Hood in 21, right?
Yeah, I think it was 21.
The beginning of 21. Yeah.
It's 2020 or 2021.
Beginning of 21.
Okay, yeah, because I was still there.
Fort Hood froze over, and every single pipe in the barracks burst.
Was busting. Man, I was a quick response team.
Rooms flooding. Man. Me and you were on call 24/7 basically. I took shifts and you took shifts. I don't know why we did that. It was just me and you doing it.
Yeah, so basically what was happening...
We had the cleanup crew.
Yeah, we literally somehow assembled a crew to go in and try to save everyone's stuff. Because we were like, bro, we understand this is all you got, and this is your livelihood in this room. And it's getting damaged. So
you had a 10 by 10 square filling with water.
Like gushing water, like pouring water. I have videos of it. I just
3 or 4
them
feet.
pulled up.
I have one video, I think.
I
took one video, and I'm like, what round is this? Because at this point, it's like round 400, and we're like.
So, and here's the crappy part about the pipes too. The pipes that were busting was the cold water and not the hot water.
But you had to shut the hot water off.
But you had to climb up and turn off the waters. So as you were climbing up to turn the water off, you're getting cold water poured on you the entire time. So you're like, oh my God, I'm miserable because of how cold this is. And I swear to you, there was one day that we were running around with ladders and screwdrivers. And that was like our key.
Mm-hmm.
And like we put on wet weather gear, but the water was seeping through this.
There was no point. Well, there was no point because of the angle of the pipes. They would just go right down the chute anyways.
Yeah. It was busting.
There was no it would go right here. There was no saving yourself.
Yeah.
I never bothered. I always just threw the coat off. I'd get down there, be like, all right, take off my coat and my shirt, and just like get up there, like, you know, no shirt, freezing cold, letting the whole freezing cold water hit me. Everybody just like, are you okay? I'm like, it's fine. Just let's get this done with.
Well, there was that. Not only that. Like, I was sitting there thinking about it. We also didn't have heat. We didn't have heat in the barracks.
We didn't have hot water. We didn't have heat. We didn't have anything.
Yeah. So that was the first time that we like experienced that cold in Texas like that. And man, trying to figure that stuff out and just pipes busting and just trying to like quickly get to it and fix it. I think
we did it pretty fast, actually. I think we did it by like the first, second room, didn't we? It was like the third or fourth room.
We were basically. So I don't know, like, so we didn't pick one day. I don't know what it was. I forgot whose room it was that the pipe bust.
The first room.
The first room that I was like, there has to be a way to turn off this water. And I climbed up there.
It was my lovely wife's.
It was her room. Yeah, I got up there and I was like, someone has to turn off this water. We have to find a way to turn it off. And I found a way to turn off the water.
Dude, everybody thought we were going to get in so much trouble for opening that panel.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was like, what are they going to do? I would rather get in trouble and save some shit and then not. Like, that was the case. Like, we had to do something. We had to figure something out. And I just remember, man, we were just going nonstop. And
that is
after that, someone put a text out and was like, hey, hit up Saber Main and Reaper1, and they'll be the ones to turn off the water for you. And we're like, oh, we just got designated to do this at this point. Which was cool.
I had a brief nickname called it was Hero. And because every time I go down to CQ, they'd be like, "What's up, hero?" I'd be like, "Don't talk to me. Give me the ladder. Give me the screwdriver."
Yeah, basically.
I think at one point, I think that day you accidentally locked your door, and you were gone for some reason. You had the ladder and the screwdriver in there.
Oh yeah,
I was just known as hero that day for whatever by CQ. They didn't want to do it.
Yeah, all I know is like that. It just kind of happened, and
it was so bad one day, man. My body temperature was so low that when I took a cold shower and turned the water off, the temperature for my body and the hot and the weather in my room was so bad and so different that there was steam and it instantly dried my body.
Yeah, man. All I gotta say is
it was so different. I shut the water off and instantly I'm dry. I was like, that's not good.
Dude, I just know like that was I'm not gonna lie, like I sat there, I was like, this is actually kind of fun. Like I was at some points I was like,
it was interesting. Interesting. It kept life interesting.
Yeah, it was like 3 stories, right? 3 stories in the barracks.
I think it was.
I don't know how many on the 3rd floor actually bust. I know majority of them
on the
it was 2nd
3
and
or 4.
1st.
Everyone on the 1st floor busted almost twice, and I think 2. I remember Vieira. Shout out to him again, right? I remember he was. I'm banging on his door.
Oh yeah,
there's water flowing out.
I remember that one.
I remember he said he woke up. He's like, I woke up to my hand. Like he's like, I woke up, my hands wet. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, I looked over and he just sees his flip flop floating. Just right next to him. He's like,
I remember that one.
Oh no!
And then
dude, when I opened the door, it was so bad because his roommate's room was flooding too. Like I opened the door and the floodgates opened.
Yeah, dude, I remember that one.
Because I had to pick his. I was picking his door as soon as he woke up.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. And then the cleanup crew, I think we got in there and we cleaned that up in like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, we were pretty.
Because right after that,
I think the best part about this.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes, and then Peg 7 showed up and was like, "Hey, is there any rooms?" And we're like, "No, sir, we just cleaned everything up. You just missed the fun."
Yeah, I remember that. He was there that day. I think the best part about this was the fact that it was like, what, 2 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks of absolutely no leadership whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was just the mafia taking care of everybody.
Yeah, it basically was.
Like the mafia does. I mean, the mafia does it anyways, but the mafia had no contact.
Yeah, no,
there was no leadership. There was no leadership contact.
Because they cannot get on base because of the weather and stuff. So,
which I think that's why we liked it so much. I'll be honest.
It really was. Honestly, at that point, it showed who's going to step up and actually take charge and be the leaders and take care of people. I think that's what it was, which was kind of cool. We also like, hey, our living situation is starting to suck. We got to improve it. So let's figure it out. So,
yeah. I will tell you the next year it started happening again. I was the only one who knew anything because you left me.
Hey man, I had to do what I do.
So I was the only one there shutting water off, man. And I'd be shutting water off, but my sergeant major had DVW there almost, and it wasn't as bad obviously because they would be able to be there. But my sergeant major was there, and my commander, our lieutenant colonel, was there. A lot. They'd show up a lot. I was sergeant major driver, so I updated him a lot on the condition of the barracks. There was one point I was going to go in. I was just waiting for stuff to explode, and then he had me teach everybody on CQ and stat duty. So I started every day teaching CQ and stat duty how to do it, and then they started teaching like the next shift how to do it. So eventually, right? But I was also turning off 2-7s because they just weren't doing anything, man.
Oh, dude,
there was flooding in rooms and on things, and nobody over there gave a single crap about it.
Yeah, that was the year before too. When I was there, they did not do.
So anything. They didn't change a single thing.
But it got a lot better. Want to improve their living situation. So
I will tell you, it got a lot better the next year because I knew how to combat it, and I had some proactive leadership that was really ready to get their hands dirty. And Lieutenant Colonel Crow, he shut some water off himself. And so did Sergeant Major. They were walking around with ladders too at one day. It was pretty great. And they were all, it was cold and wet, and they were all in him and the Sergeant Major, they're running around being like, there's one over here. I got this one. You go over there. That one is one just busted over there. It was pretty great. We had a pretty good system going.
Yeah, we did get a good system going.
So it did get better. It got even better after, because we had a handle on it, but it did get a little better the next year.
Well, that's good to hear.
And we're running out of time. So the point of this all these stories and all these things about today, and the point of today's episode is for people to realize it doesn't matter where you live or what your situation is. If you surround yourself with good people, with friends and people you consider family and people you trust with your lives. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, right? The barracks isn't a good home. It isn't a good place. It's not a nice place to be around. Look. It stinks a lot. It feels like a prison when you're inside of a barracks room by yourself. It really does. It feels like an actual prison, especially when the barracks puts the window so fucking high.
So look. Basically, what I'm going to say is, in the barracks, man, you look at it. The barracks isn't supposed to be comfort, right? But that's also the thing. Like, you go to the field, it's not supposed to be comfort. But you know what makes it great is the people that you're around.
That's my point, right? And so it doesn't matter where you are right now in life. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now in life. If you're not surrounding yourself with the right people, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not going to be doing, you could be working on your purpose. You're not going to be working on your goals. You're not going to be goal-oriented to begin with. If you don't surround yourself with the people, you're going to be miserable. And the thing about the barracks is it's not a nice place to be. It's not fun. It's not comfortable. The furniture is terrible. It looks terrible. You can do what you can to make it look nice, but at the end of the day, it's still a barracks room. At the end of the day, you're still a grown man living and a grown woman living in a room with a roommate you can't pick. Sometimes you don't get along with. Dealing in situations you don't want to be in. And the thing is we all loved it. And it's because of who surrounded us in those days, right? We had a bunch of people that we didn't know when we got there, that we barely known, that most people will consider those guys next to them more family than most of everybody in their family, if not all of their actual family. I got guys I consider brothers wholeheartedly, like if they were to come out of my, come out of my family. Like Saber Main here, right? Guys that I would 100% give my life for. And that is the purpose. Saber Main keeps me on track. I keep Saber Main on track. I got guys I keep on track and I call 24/7. I got guys who call me 24/7. If I got a problem and I really got a problem, I got guys right now that'll drive 3,000 miles to come help me. Yeah. And vice versa, right? We're probably pretty close to 2,000 miles away from each other, if not 2,000 miles, if not more. Yep. And if you really needed me there right now, I would get in my car, drop everything, and go.
Yeah, that's how it is. You build relationships with people, and it's insane.
If you are not surrounding yourself with the people that you need to be, that are going to motivate you, and say, "Hey, you're messed up right now. Hey, like put the bottle down. Hey, stop. You're being you're being a punk. You're being a jerk. You're being, reckless." The people that really sit you down and say, "Hey, like, we're going to fix this. We're going to fix you right now." And keep you on track and keep you on point, then you need to surround yourself with different people. If you're surrounding yourself with people that are constantly putting you down and that are constantly tearing you down and wanting you to tear down and motivating you towards the wrong things, and motivating you to not be active and to not eat right and to, it doesn't matter if you eat McDonald's every day, it's okay. And it doesn't matter if you don't exercise, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you only play video games all day and that's all you do when you get home from work every day. It doesn't matter that you work a 60-hour job for Walmart and that's what you do as a 30-year-old grown man. That doesn't matter. It's okay because you're you and that's what's important. It doesn't matter that you're living in squalor and you're living in filth and you have no goals. If you're surrounding yourself with those kind of people, you need to stop. And that's kind of the point of this episode.
Yeah, man. If you
put it bluntly,
I'm going
to put it bluntly. There's a lot of people out there today in today's society, the woke culture, the victim mindset, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's the people you're surrounding yourself with.
I don't know what episode it was that I went off. That is the tame version of what I want to say, but I'm not going to say what I want to say because
that's the tame version of what I want to say.
I will offend every single one of you if I say what I want to say.
I'm not afraid of offending people, but for YouTube's sake, because I don't want them to take the video down, and I really want this message to actually get out there.
Cancel culture.
I'm going to say it like that. Well, not cancel culture, just YouTube being YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately,
they're part of cancel culture, but it's all right.
I probably can't say that. They'll probably hear that. Take that down. Please don't. Anyways, that is it for today. That is the episode. Episode 10, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We've made it to episode 10. That is incredible. I didn't think we'd do it. No, I did. Yes. I totally did. But you guys are watching. You're still watching, and that's what counts, right? I knew we'd make 10 episodes. I didn't know you guys would watch to 10 episodes, so that's fantastic.
No, we do appreciate every single one of you. So.
We're hitting a lot of goals from the producer side. We're hitting a lot of really great goals. We hit 25 subscribers as of today's recording, so thank you so much for that. I know Saber Main's got a lot in the works on the business side. We have a lot coming in for the foundation and a lot of really great stuff coming soon. So stay in tune for that. Go to the links below in the what's it called? Description. Thank you. Oh, I just right out the other side of my ear. Went in one side out the other, right? So go to the description. We have Facebook's link, Instagram's link, TikTok's link, Twitter's link. If somebody eventually does like the Twitter page, I'll start tweeting. Until then, I'm not gonna waste my time.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't mess with the tweet bird,
So absolutely though, go like all those. Please share this video. Please like the video and subscribe. It really helps us out. Get the message across. I know, and I don't like doing it at the beginning, which is why we do it at the end. So it'd probably be better for us to do it in the beginning, but we're not going to because
look, just go subscribe, go like, go do all that fun stuff. You leave comments, go do all that stuff because all you're doing is helping the foundation grow and where we're going with the foundation.
We got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. So
there is a lot of cool stuff coming and some big moves happening, and they're about to fall in place. So do go and subscribe so you can see what's happening. We do appreciate you because again, this cannot happen without you. So much love to all of you.
And on that note, Saber Reaper1 out. Sorry.
Oh my! Trying to take my name now.
Yeah. No. Saber Main's out too. Saber Main's out. Saber Main is leaving. Goodbye, and it's me now, baby.
Maybe I want to stay now. You don't know me.
No, it's just me. Leave. I said Saber Main out. Saber Main's out. He's gone. Bye. Goodbye.
Oh man, trying to.